Good morning, guys. Sunday morning, the work continues here on the Rancho today. Let's talk about today's project. I didn't get to it yesterday. Let's walk out to the rig again. Yeah, I left a whole box of nuts and bolts and screws here. I just got so frustrated yesterday. I just dumped the damn thing out. And I've got a lot of trash to throw away, but the rig is pretty clean. You can see on the outside the curtains are ultra clean. They close nicely there. Looks good. Yep, good. Let her air out and be a little comfortable working in there today. Went up yesterday and checked up top side too. It'll take a while to gradually change out all this hardware and stuff, so no rush on that. Get goo off and stuff like that. Just random goo. I friggin' hate goo. Cleaned out the tracks on the windows. Alright, here we go. What I'd like to try to accomplish today, oops, looks like somebody had a couple beers. I'd like to try to accomplish today is to switch out this CV radio over here. Get that curtain up there. Change that out there and mount up the Cobra. But to do that, I'm going to need to fashion a new bracket. And I don't have any spring steel. It's real heavy duty stuff. So I went and bought a piece of metal. So let's go over to the shop and see if we can fabricate something. Alright guys, here's the Cobra unit, which is, I think, supposed to be a much better unit than that GE one. So we have to fabricate a bracket to go along the back here, and I had to buy the right kind of metal. You can see I have this piece of steel here, this piece of aluminum actually, that I'm going to go ahead and fabricate so it goes around the back of the unit here, and we can just secure it in place of the GE unit. So I have to be careful about the dimensions for holding in the back and everything. So I'm gonna just to give you an idea of what we're doing today. So I'm going to go outside and take a few measurements, and then come back to the shop and see what we can fabricate here to make this thing a go. I've got the metal strip here in the vise, and what I want to do now, I've already gone ahead and marked the first bend joint on the piece of metal here, and the way I figured that was I held it next to the unit here because I'm going to be making a U bracket that goes over the top with the wide part over the top. So this distance takes it down to the base there, and of course I'm going to offset it a little bit. The U is not going to be flat to the surface, it'll be up slightly on it to allow a little bit of flexing for visual, in case, you know, so you have it mounted, it can go a little bit this way or that way. So having it in the vise now over here, and yeah, the place is a mess, I can go ahead and make sure that's perfectly up and down, and then do the first bend right there, which you can see. Take that off and check that and bring it over here. Yeah, I had a lot of years of metal fabricating in school, so you can see that'll be pretty good right there, that first bend. So now it's just a question of establishing the other two here and getting her mounted up and transferring the screw holes from the old bracket to this new one. So I'm going to go ahead and determine this distance. Remove this sticker. I guess I should have bent the other end there and gotten that, but I think I'm going to be painting the bracket black anyway, but I will remove that. You can see the bracket has been fabricated on the top and 3 sides, and it's a really smooth fit here. No problems with it. The next thing we have to do is get out the hacksaw and cut it off here, and then we'll go ahead and lay out for our screw holes and things. So, yep, moving right along. There it is. So, fabricating a new bracket. I'll show you guys an old shop trick. If you want to make sure you have both legs the same before you cut it, you can always lay a level across the top, and when you've hit a level point up there, you have both legs set at the same height. So I'll go ahead and take the hacksaw and cut her off there, and then get some emery cloth, clean up the ends of it, and then do the layout for the holes for the screws. Okay guys, and there it is, a really nice clean cut. It sits perfectly level in there. So yep, now we're going to just smooth it out and dry fit it. Here's the dry fitting. See how nice that bracket's going to be, good and strong. So I have to go ahead and do the layout. So it's a question of how much offset do we want to the over to the to underneath the dashboard down there, and it seems like maybe taking this to 1 inch up each side, 1 inch, seems maybe it'll do the trick when I look at it here. Yeah, I think 1 inch, the 1 inch mark, will just get that off the surface of it. Let's say might do that 3/4 just to give it a little more lift there. Mark that 3/4, and a metal ruler is really nice to have in a shop. So we'll do this one. Get that center line there, and we'll put that on that and offset that a little bit to 3/4 of an inch. There we go. So we got our 2 marks, and now all we have to do is go ahead and drill that out and dry fit that. Okay, there's our 2 mounting holes. So I'll go ahead and deburr them, and then we'll give it a we'll try it out on the mounting it on the Cobra. Well, there she is, all fit on, looking really pretty, that bracket. It's got nice tiltability to it, and it's super strong, which is nice. So now all we have to do is grab the old bracket and transfer the holes for mounting under the dash, and this should be good to go. And I may or may not paint that. The brushed aluminum is looking pretty good on there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the old bracket and transfer the mounting holes. There's the bracket, good and strong. So I think what I'll do now is test fit the Cobra. Should look pretty good, and then I'll decide whether painting is in order. Or then I kind of like to look at the aftermarket aluminum, but well, let's just see what we decide. All right, well, there she is. I think she looks pretty darn handsome as is on there. Good solid mounting, not going anywhere. Plenty of room to still operate the vehicle with the brake and the accelerator. So yeah, looking good. The last thing that remains to be done, clean it up a bit and hook up the electronics, the hookups, the hot and then the ground and the antenna. And the only downside of the Cobra is the microphone is on this side, but we'll route it behind so it still hangs up on the holder over here. So shouldn't be a big deal. So be better to pull it off the right side than the left side, but turned out pretty good, huh? Very happy. So let's get her changed up and wrap up this project. Alright guys, there she is all mounted. I ended up painting it black, the bracket for better blending, and I think it blends in beautifully like a factory install here. And it's all fired up, looking good. All we need is some action, which we really don't have much around this area here. So once we get on the road in the future, we will be able to give that a try. Once we get on the highway, when I was years ago, it used to be channel 19 was the main channel. So yeah. Well, we'll have some concluding words and wrap up the bracket fabrication installation and the Cobra CB radio. I think you guys would agree it looks awful handsome there. Well, that's going to do it today, guys, for a really hot day in the rig, but very successful. We have a beautiful mount now with the Cobra CB, the 25 LTD Classic, and I am very happy the way that things turned out. And the mounting, as you guys can see, there's no chance of any interference or anything with the pedals. All the wiring is tucked in very neatly. Have the microphone stand over here. So I think all in all, a fun job. And fabricating metal is not something that's super difficult, but you have to be precise with it. It helps to have a nice metal ruler and some good scribing tools, you know, so that your marks show up on metal, and just take your time and lay out things very carefully. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching today. Comments are always welcome, as are thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.